Hello, my name is Richard. I donated a kidney to my brother Marcus. Watching my brother Marcus live life with kidney problems was hard on me and my family, and watching him go to dialysis and coming back from dialysis, he would always be fatigued. He'd never complain about any, feeling bad or anything. You would know, you could see it in his eyes and see it in his kind of action and demeanor. So it took a toll on our family. When I started to learn about what kidney failure was like and what my brother was going through with that, it was kind of astounding to be able to know all of that was going on with his body and how things were just complicated on his end. So the education and reading on it and seeing what it was doing to him, even going to dialysis, motivated me even more to say, I can do this. So I wanted to go and start the evaluation immediately of donating a kidney to my brother. I was motivated to donate a kidney to my brother because of, one, what he was going through, and two, that my brother needed a hero. And also my faith. I felt like through the whole evaluation, I was able to see that I was a direct match, and that I feel that there was a lot of divinity in lining up me to be a kidney donor for my brother. So I wanted to strap on the Superman outfit and be that hero for my brother. When I started researching about being a living donor and going through the whole process, the most surprising thing that I actually learned was that, one, everything was going to be covered through Medicare. I did not have to come out of pocket for any expenses. The second thing is that I'm getting like this major physical. So if there's anything wrong with me, they would actually find it beforehand through this evaluation process. So a lot of education went into learning the process and making sure that we were, on the right track to making this happen. So it was a great experience in educating myself on the donation process. Through this process, I had many private anxieties. My fear that I had through this whole process was I felt like the clock was ticking whenever it came to my brother. Each day of going to the dialysis and doing the things that he needed to do on a daily basis, I could see it taking a toll on him. So my biggest fear was being able to do this in time for my brother. As far as me being the donor, I didn't have as many fears because I talked to a lot of people who actually went through the process. It's the same thing. You do your research, and everyone that I had talked to regarding kidney donation, they came back with nothing but glowing things to say. Their life didn't change. Nothing they did was affected them. They actually were able to keep moving on with their life. So it was encouragement. The fears that really stood out is that the fear of my brother going to dialysis every day and knowing what that was doing. I just felt like the sands of time was working, and I wanted to get this process moving. I found peace with my decision to donate my kidney to my brother on the day that I decided to do it, because of my faith, and most of all, it was the right thing to do. I didn't second guess it. I felt at peace knowing that this could help him. So there was no real anxiety that surfaced that made me feel like I wasn't making the right choice. Different sources of information helped me through this whole process and kept me informed, like going and speaking with my caseworker, who actually was really good in making sure that I had the necessary knowledge, and any questions that I would have, they would be able to answer them. But the biggest thing that helped me was being able to talk to someone who went through it, who went through the actual donation process. That's the most powerful education that I received, because I was able to speak and ask those questions to those people who actually been through it. And that really helped me because I understood the complete picture. So that really helped me talking to people like myself that actually donated, because they could give you a better view. I had some financial questions about how if my insurance, would cover a donation or whatnot, but I learned that most of my costs were covered through Medicare by the caseworker and the social worker. Those folks actually talked to me about it being covered. Any bill that actually came my way by mistake, all I had to do was just fax it to them and they resolved it. So really and truly, I wasn't concerned about the financial aspect. As far as my job, I had the time, but there's also foundations and everything out there that was offering to reimburse me if I was gonna, have any work complications. But I didn't, because my job, they were very divine, and they felt that it was an honor to know me and know that I'm doing this. So they watched my back on it. So there's a lot of good in the world, and I'll always believe in it, and it shows through my job. But financially, everything was covered by Medicare, and I just urge people who are considering it, do not weigh your burden on that, because it's not something you need to concentrate on. Leading up to the procedure, I coped with the stress of the actual donation process coming up through talking with family and friends, but also, once again, I talked to people who actually went through it. Those colleagues or friends were friends for life. They educated me, and they were talking to me because they had the same anxieties. Once I talked to them and kind of explained how I was feeling at the time, they would always say, "Look, don't worry about it. It's gonna be just fine. You're gonna recover just fine." And they're good at this procedure. They do it a lot. So I cope with the stress by talking to people who experienced it. The best support system I had was my family, my friends, my coworkers, who helped me by just being caring. I spoke about what was going to take place, and just to see the light in their eyes, to see that they're going to interact with someone who's doing this, they felt like it was an honor, and they were the greatest support system. They cheered me on as we went through the process, but in the same time, that strength helped me to pass the strength on to my brother that we're going to make this happen. So that was a huge thing, that to have the family support system. And my father, who passed away 2 years ago, I know he was with us too, smiling on us, because I believe he was cheering us all the way till we get to the recovery room. In total, the surgery took about 4 hours, and the other 4 hours I was in recovery. So it wasn't that bad. I was only in the hospital for 3 days, and we would always ring the bell when we made a circle around our hallway. So we rung the final bell on the 3rd day when we were going home. The best moment after my surgery was on a Saturday. My brother came downstairs. I was eating breakfast and kind of doing my thing, and he said, "Bro, guess what?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "I don't have to go to dialysis." And it just sent a warm feeling through me, and I got kind of choked up, because that meant the world, just hearing him get his whole new look on life, and having a working kidney for the first time.